into this unbelievable story, because honestly, when people say reality is stranger than fiction, stories like this are exactly what they mean. This incident in Port Harcourt has been trending everywhere, and the reactions alone deserve their own documentary. So sit back, relax, and tell me what you think in the comments, because this gist is wild. So here's how it all began. According to the narrative making the rounds, a group of bandits decided they were going to attack a certain community around Port Harcourt. Now, in their minds, it was supposed to be another normal day at the office. They believed they could stroll in, cause fear, carry out whatever they came for, and vanish into the night just like they allegedly did in other places. They were confident, too confident, in fact, like people who had already rehearsed the ending of the story. But what they did not know was that Port Harcourt boys had already written a different kind of script. Because let us be honest, if there is one thing people from Port Harcourt do not play with, it is their territory. Everyone knows this. You cannot just walk into a Port Harcourt village and expect silence. You cannot step into their space and assume nothing will happen. Port Harcourt boys are not known for folding their arms when suspicious strangers show up uninvited. In fact, Port Harcourt people are so alert that even if a leaf falls in the wrong direction, somebody somewhere is already suspicious. So imagine these bandits trying to bring their drama into such a place. The story says that the bandits entered the area with boldness, thinking it would be business as usual. They probably imagined that the community would be helpless, frightened, and quietly waiting for someone else to save them. But that false confidence lasted for only a short moment, because immediately the people realized what was happening, the energy of the entire place changed instantly. You know when a neighborhood moves in unity? When everyone suddenly becomes alert. That was exactly what happened. The people of the community did not stand aside, they did not hesitate, and they definitely did not allow fear to take over. They responded so quickly and so unexpectedly that the entire situation flipped on its head. Before the bandits could even understand what was unfolding, Port Harcourt boys had already surrounded the area, fully awake, fully alert, and fully determined. It was like an entire population that had been sleeping with one eye open suddenly snapped into action. These boys were not joking. They took total control of the situation, coordinated themselves, and ensured the intruders were not getting out the same way they entered. The confidence the bandits had earlier gone. They believed that they would succeed easily. Completely erased. It was at that moment they realized the bitter truth: Port Harcourt is not the kind of place you test like that. Not in the day. Not at night. Not ever. The community handled the situation with a type of fierceness that left the entire internet talking. News of what happened spread faster than harmattan fire. People online kept saying the same thing. Why did they think this would end well? Who advised them to carry trouble into Port Harcourt? What exactly gave them the idea that they would walk in and walk out peacefully? Because honestly, that is the biggest question. If you know the reputation of Port Harcourt communities, the unity, the sharpness, the boldness, why would you go there to look for trouble? It is like stepping into a lion's den and expecting the lion to be shy. The aftermath of the event shook social media. The story of how the community stepped in and completely shut down the threat became a symbol of resistance and alertness. People praised the unity and swift response of the residents. They applauded the courage. They celebrated the fact that the people refused to bow to fear. But beyond the funny reactions and dramatic retellings, there is a deeper message inside this gist. Communities that stand together are strong. Places where people watch out for each other become difficult to manipulate. When people refuse to be intimidated, crime has no space to grow. And this Port Harcourt incident reminded everyone of something important: when a community rises as one, trouble always meets unexpected resistance. And let us not lie. The commentary online has been extremely funny. Nigerians have been making jokes, creating memes, and even reenacting the scenario. People were laughing and asking, did they not know Port Harcourt boys are always ready? Who gave them the GPS coordinate to that village? What were they expecting, a quiet welcome party? Some were even suggesting that before anyone attempts anything in Port Harcourt, they should first write a letter of intention, send it for review, wait for approval, and then still expect disappointment. The jokes have not stopped. But underneath the humor, there is a very serious point. Communities have grown tired of insecurity. People are no longer willing to sit quietly and hope the problem disappears on its own. They are choosing to stand firm, to defend themselves, and to protect what is theirs. And that is what makes this story both shocking and inspiring. Now, whether every detail in the circulating narrative is exactly accurate or embellished by excited storytellers, one thing is clear: the boldness of the community is what everyone is talking about. The unity, the speed, the courage, it all left a powerful message. The lesson here is simple. Do not underestimate a community that is alert. Do not assume people are asleep when they are wide awake. And definitely, do not walk into Port Harcourt expecting the same outcome you saw somewhere else. Because as the gist has shown, Port Harcourt boys are not just ready, they are extra ready. And if you go there to create trouble, you may end up learning a very unexpected lesson, the kind you do not forget. So tell me in the comments. Do you think the bandits underestimated the community? Do you believe more local communities should take bold steps like this? And be honest, what part of this entire story shocked you the most? I want to hear your thoughts.